Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I just woke up to this and I'm jumping at the bit. Teyvat chapter interlude teaser the gods' limits. My initial thought was that it was about the shades, but the description box pretty much confirmed it. So let's just watch it. By the way.
This world has always been so. Life abides no reason, for none are born by their own consent. Death abides no reason, for it cannot be defied, even by those who see it coming. Time abides no reason, for it deprives us all equally, yet brooks not a second to be reclaimed. Space abides no reason.
Shadow space confirmed.
The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin travelers and mercilessly tore them apart.
Goodbye. Nova?
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing. Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Okay, so this is...
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space. I have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless.
You seem to wield my power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement. Although merging with you has stripped me of agency, I shall still continue to voice my disapproval.
Oh, that's so interesting.
My dear Rhine-daughter.
You have my respect, Nibirius. Your nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
And you, Istaroth? Why did you bestow history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time, did I not? After all, it's clear that Asmodee is not here.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmodee here. Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time I put this space out of its misery.
These are so pretty. They're all so beautiful.
These meetings are just a formality. Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
What if she just switched sides? Finding her would do more harm than good.
Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades, shadows of the Heavenly Principles. It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.
Renova, do you know that you're being watched?
By whom? Whose gaze could pierce this far? I remember those eyes. It was just before I placed the curse of immortality.
Ah, yes. He's an old acquaintance of mine. I'm sure that working for the Tsaritsa has helped him let go of his past obsessions.
Oh, yeah.
The Cryo Archon. With her paltry powers, she dares set her gaze on the heavenly principles.
The heavenly principles have yet to awaken. If I were her, I wouldn't pass on that opportunity either.
My dear Rhine daughter, you know I cannot allow you to think that way.
It was purely hypothetical, Nibirius.
For lack of a direct order, I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
My daughter is completely amused. Is that...
The gaze of the gods has always been considered a blessing.
Right?
Hence the origin and meaning of visions. People have always yearned for the gaze of the gods. And yet, it is said that when mortals look directly upon the gods, they invite their wrath and retribution. And what of it? Lives will be lost, a nation brought to ruins. So be it.
The music,
It is
oh my
nothing
god.
I have not endured before. I already know the price of gazing upon the gods. So tell me, what is the price of killing a god? The god stays silent, as if the thought had never once crossed his mind. To all those who dare not look up to the heavens, Her Majesty the Tsaritsa says this. Behold.
Oh my god.
Even the gods have their limits.
Inspection over. Return to your posts.
Make sure the Frostmoon Scions don't pose a threat.
Per the Pale Star Edict,
Oh,
we are to
Mina?
retrieve the damselette from Nod Cry, whatever it takes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Yeder's presence? Wow. I just needed a moment to gather my thoughts, so let's try to break down this video. So we know that the old lady was talking about the four shades created by the Primordial One who do not comprehend reason, as their existence follows a rule that defies explanation. So basically, Nibirius, the ruler of life, and then have Narova, the ruler of death, the ruler of time, Isarov. And then when she talked about the Asmodee, she was torn apart. She was literally torn apart. The Lord of the Night has already mentioned that the Shades hates or, well, dislike being mentioned by anyone, and they want to remain in the shadows. but it seemed like the ruler of death was offended by that personally. For the old woman could go on with the ruler of space. The ruler of death, Renova, appeared and erased them from existence. Then we have Renova. Her design is really pretty. I love that skin. It's like so spooky how that living being just exploded. Very creepy. This must be the current appearance of Renova. And it's so gloomy. Really, really. You see those eyes? I can still remember the first time she was piercing through the sky with that giant eyes. She was piercing through our soul. Really, really creepy. I must admit that the statue in Inazuma pretty much resembles her design. Pretty much resembles her, especially like the wings and the eyes engraved in the wings. We have Rindot here, who pursue perfection and ate Nibiri's heart. Now coexisting, paid the price for consuming Nibiri's heart. As a result, she will always be present. She will never know privacy again. You can still distinguish the characters by the colors. I think Nibiri's, which is quite interesting, since she is the representative of life. She looks way more lively, and also that, I don't know what that is, that object here is bluish. And on the contrary, Rhino looks less lively, and she has that like the golden color. Also here as well, switches from blue to gold. And the way I understood, Rhino created previous human beings. And here sits Ishtaroth, the ruler of time, who bestowed the tale the history of the shades upon them who had just been annihilated seconds ago. I think the fact that the old lady couldn't continue was a subtle foreshadowing of Asmodee's absence. This is the council of the gods, so seemingly this is the place where the shades hold their meetings. But this time, the ruler of space, or Asmodee, unknown god, is absent, and one of the shades has merged with a sinner. Isarok begins to question whether Asmodee's absence is really of consequences. Renova then insists on finding Asmodee. After all, they were cast as shades by the Primordial One, and they have not missed a single meeting ever since. Which is kind of ironic, because I would really say that she has always been loyal to her creator. She used her powers to help Shibalong, overstepping the role of a shade. Makes me wonder if she's afraid, scared. So she poses a thought, what if she switched sides? What if Asmodee has switched sides and served her new master? It makes me wonder, could Paimon be connected to Asmodee? I don't want to jump to conclusions, since nothing has been confirmed yet, but the signs start to feel too deliberate to ignore. This part was also so good.
Whose gaze could pierce this far?
Piero, my man.
I remember
eyes.
those eyes.
Renova once gazed upon Piero during the cataclysm, and he can now gaze at her too. And I wonder if he can gaze at the shades, at all shades, or just Renova herself. Put the curse of immortality on them. And here we have only 7 harbingers remain out of the 11 original ones. We have like Sandrone, Pantalon, Pulcinella, Piero, Aldecchino, and Dottore. Yeah. This should be it. It's interesting how Renova questions the Tsarita's actions, seeing her as weak, or her power as weak. Rindot, on the other hand, admits that she won't pass on such opportunity either, as long as the Heavenly Principles are sleeping. That is really interesting. Like this constant switching.
My dear Rhine daughter.
Nabir steps in, warning her that she cannot be allowed to speak in such manners.
I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
To the extent permitted by the rules. I love this part so much. And the question...
The gaze of the gods has always been considered a blessing. Hence the origin and meaning of visions. People have always yearned for the gaze of the gods. And yet, it is said that when mortals look directly upon the gods, they invite their wrath and retribution. And what of it? Lives will be lost, a nation brought to ruins. So be it. It is nothing I have not endured before.
This question. I already know the price of gazing upon the gods. What is the price of killing a god? So are these clear goals? And Tsaritsa, the majesty herself, knows there's a flaw, that every god have their limits and their flaws. They're trying to seize that opportunity. Obviously, oh, it's so exciting. Like, oh my god, no cry. It's just around the corner. And make sure the Frostful Scions don't post a threat. Per the Paste Addict, we are to retrieve the damselet from Not Quite, whatever it takes. It's kind of interesting. All remaining hobbiters were summoned to Not Cry to retrieve Columbina, who's apparently doing something. It's quite interesting because many have been speculating that Columbina will be dispatched to seize the Pyronoses, but I think this will play a bigger role sometime later, I think. This was pretty much interesting. We've gotten all visible forms of the four shades. This facial expression is just like, oh my god, he's just remaining composed, but just waiting for the moment to let it out. It's, oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's too good. It's way too good. It pretty much reminds me of the Winter Night Glass of the God's Limits. Oh my god. I'm so hyped. I'm really hyped. I know we're all hyped. We're all jumping at the bit. Do you know that Issa shares the same voice actor as Ventis? Venti was a singer thread of 1,000 Winds. Issa was the god of 1,000 Winds. Yeah. It's not a coincidence, isn't it? This being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts about this all. What are you looking forward to and Not Cry? I'm really excited for the next version. Summer events. I can't wait for the little foreshadows that are included in the summer events. I'm really hyped. Not Cry has its own chapter. The Song of the Walking Moon. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for everything. And I will hopefully see you next time. Bye bye, YouTube.